are plenty of ways a character can become well known to an audience. For example, some characters get their start on the big screen, while others might become popular through video games. This little lady is named Sabrina, and she has achieved popularity being the face of her own online comic titled Sabrina Online. Created by Eric Schwartz, the comic has been going since September 1996. Sabrina is a classic black and white female skunky. She is a shy computer geek who wears big round glasses, a blue shirt, and noticeably her belly down to her inner thighs and behind is white. However, one might not want to be fooled, because Sabrina wears pants that looks exactly like her nude lower half, as explained in the 1998 comic strip You Always Wondered. And of course, Sabrina shares the starlight with others as well, those being her employer Zigzag, her roommate Amy the Squirrel, her boyfriend Richard Conrad, aka RC Raccoon, and her little sister Tabitha. Eric also animated some of his characters into cartoon shorts, with Sabrina having two of her own, titled Remote Possibilities and Plight of the Artist. Let's take a look at both of them. When the cartoon begins, we notice Amy might have been awoken by the loud noise coming from the TV caused by Sabrina. A restless Sabrina flips through the channels of familiar faces as she fights not to fall asleep. But, like all creatures, you can't beat the Sandman, and she nods off. Waking up startled, Sabrina tries to change the channel. And oh my damn, it's a dream come true. A Sabrina Jessica Rabbit with big titties!
Ha! Tig-o bitty. Mount Fuji brought its twin. Tig-o bitty. Two melons in a shirt. Tig-o bitty.
Sabrina changes the channel again and changes into Indiana Jones Sabrina, who's not too bad with a whip. She then realizes she's gone a little flat-chested and goes to make her own discovery. That there's one whip that she won't be whipping. With another flip of the remote, she turns into basic skunk Sabrina. Then Frankenstein, Simpsons, Tabitha, Batgirl, Renamon, Transformers, Kenny, Zigzag, Cars, Computer, Star Trek, that guy from Freakazoid, and a reference to Duck Amuck from Looney Tunes. Human Sabrina, not bad. I wonder what Sheila Vixen looks like in human form. Sabrina wakes up realizing her dream gone wrong wasn't real. Or was it? Nope, only a dream, and so is her channel surfing for the night. Then again, it might just be over for good. We're gonna go in reverse back in time to 1995 next, to take a look at Plight of the Artist. The day seems to start out like any other day. Just a computer geek and her computer. Holy prehistoric technology, Batman! This is definitely the 90s, where the computers were bulky, ugly, graphics were the pits, and we used the dreaded dial-up connection to use the internet. Looks like Sabrina is a fan of the paint feature that can still be found on even newer generation PCs. Looks like Amy is home as well. Here we see a reference to Amiga, Eric's early works before Sabrina Online. And no, there's nothing ominous about that bird. It's about 4 hours later. Time to see how Sabrina's doing. Wow. In reference to Bane, that is a lovely, lovely painting. Considering that's the paint feature, of course. Now all she needs to do is finally be able to save her work. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, you motherfucker! Ah, yeah, when it comes to a creator's pride, that's gotta feel like a swift kick to the nuts. Now, I suggest you take cover. At some point in time, we all know Sabrina's feelings all too well when we don't save our work. We just gotta learn to move on and remember to save our work at least every half an hour sometimes. And remember that birds are evil and it's best to keep a shotgun handy. Speaking of that evil bird, whatever happened to him? Actually, he becomes very famous 11 years down the road. Today, we know him simply as Twitter. Clarisse and Flip the Frog have had a total of 4 cartoon shorts, dating back to 1991. We'll begin with the first one, in a Flip the Frog cartoon, The Dating Game. Ring. 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 It's like his phone is trying to tell him it's ringing.
Flip? Flip, it's Clarisse. How'd you like to come over? You can show me your etching.
Oh, you naughty frog.
Here by 5. Great. Don't be late. Bye.
When sex is involved, a guy is never late. Pussy, here I come! While Flip is heading to her home, Clarisse is freshening up for him. Little did Flip realize he would soon have a date with someone else. Flip might have crushed this dog's boner, but he still has a hard on for him. Meanwhile, a certain kitty is getting wet elsewhere, as she waits for her frog prince to arrive. Now, you might think Flip is just in a flat-out bad situation. But I see this as even more motivation to get to Clarisse even faster. If you can survive on the way there. If you were in Flip's position, would you try to tell the dog let's let bygones be bygones? Because I'm pretty sure that wouldn't stop him from using you as a new chew toy. While Clarisse is polishing her bowling ball for a lucky strike, Flip finally manages to arrive at her house unannounced. Here's Johnny! Getting startled, Flip runs for the safety of the bathroom and accidentally startles his girlfriend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have overreacted. Can you ever forgive me?
You gotta be crazy to say no to that face.
Oh, thank you. So much.
Flip might be having the time of his life, but I suggest he makes it a quickie. We go head on into the next cartoon, which was made a year later in 1992. A Flip the Frog cartoon. A day at the beach. When the cartoon begins, we're first greeted with Clarisse,
Come on, Flip.
with Flip walking behind trying his best not to break his back.
This looks like a good spot to set up.
Off screen, like a good little boyfriend, in no time at all, Flip will quickly set up the equipment for Clarisse and him. Ta-da!
Perfect.
Perfect. I see what she did there. And for Flip's award, he gets to take a good look at her beach balls. For those that don't get the joke, Clarisse's hot body is giving him fever, and the cold water helps to keep the temperature on his thermometer down. Oops, her tail's not the only thing getting a stiffy. Poor Flip. It must be really hard keeping up with a sexy girlfriend who doesn't know the effect of her own body. Oh, just jump back in, horny. While Flip is learning to keep his composure with Clarisse, the lifeguard is bird watching. In the wrong direction. You knew she was hot, but this is ridiculous. So she can get her all over tan, Flip flips her sunny side up. It seems somebody needs to be discharged for his misguided missile.
Going swimming again?
This douchebag has quite the nerve. Once again, poor Flip. While he is one little brave frog, with zero strength, his efforts are practically in vain. Looks like Flip will be going swimming again after all. Looks like somebody clearly didn't get the memo. She likes him short and cute, not big and stupid. Despite being told off, he can't take a hint either. So, the jackass decides to take it to another level, and force himself on Clarisse. What Flip sees next is a boyfriend's worst nightmare. Pissed beyond belief, Flip takes off like a rocket getting ready to commit murder. Clarisse wasn't about to give it up, so he decided he was going to take it.
My, you are forward, aren't you?
Yeah.
I hate that. You got knocked the fuck out, man!
Flip was trying to save Clarisse, but Clarisse ended up saving Clarisse. I don't even think Flip expected her to be this strong. Now you know, when this kitty says no, she means no. I think it's safe to say, that was by far the worst neutering any dog has ever received. Flip is one lucky frog. His girl is a combination of faithful, sexy, and badass at the same time.
Come on, Flip.
We're skipping ahead to Eric Schwartz's 1995 Snowbound. Here, the cartoon was created by scanning animation onto paper and configured to movie setter form. This was the last Flip cartoon in Eric's cartoon shorts. This short was left unfinished due to inefficient memory and issues with animation playback. This same movie setter animation would later be applied to Sabrina's Plight of the Artist. When the cartoon begins, we're once again greeted by Clarisse.
Come on, Flip.
With Flip once again lagging behind. Oh Flip, what would you do without your loving girlfriend? Flip turned the ice along the way, but Clarisse has her methods to get his blood pumping. That was an inside joke if you didn't get it. Hello, kitty! Now Flip really has blood pumping elsewhere, and it's left him a bit hard-headed. Again, what would you do without Clarisse, Flip? I'm starting to think Flip wishes Clarisse left him hanging. Never mind. For our last Flip the Frog cartoon, featuring Clarisse, we head 2 years back into the past, to 1993. In this segment titled Quality Time, Clarisse decides she wants some private time with her boyfriend, before she has to report to work. But before Flip can get lucky, he has to deal with distractions that prevent this from happening. And oh yes, this is the ending credit music to Ren and Stimpy. You know, I think I heard this song somewhere. It seems Clarisse wants to do something else besides watch TV. Flip is about to earn himself an invitation to the after party, and he's the VIP. Look again, that's not the right tail she's signaling him with. It's interesting to notice Flip is really nervous. It's almost like it's their first time doing this, which you wouldn't think is possible, right? And just when Flip tries to go for a home run, the door strikes him out. Ah, here we go.
How do you do, sir? Would you consider giving a donation to the Home for...
Fuck off! Sorry, buddy. Flip is already trying to donate to Clarisse from his sperm account. Now Clarisse is starting to get fed up with the cock blockers. Next up, the salesman, who doesn't know how to shut the hell up. It's been a very trying few minutes for Flip. Perhaps Clarisse can relieve some of that stress. You know it's love when a cat shares their milk with you. Oh, the door's ringing. I didn't hear anything. I know Flip is just being polite, but the door can go to hell. Ooh, that's absolute bad timing. Beat my ass another time. Right now, I'm trying to get some ass. The worst thing you can do to a guy? Keep interrupting them while they're trying to get laid. Flip has finally had it. Oh shit! Now who on the other side of the door possibly wants to die today? Oh, it's a Girl Scout. Well, that figures. Flip manages to cool his head and buy some goodies from the Girl Scout. Of course, those aren't the real goodies he wants. Finally, peace at last. But with peace comes paranoia. And just when he finally gets in...
Oh no, I gotta go, or I'll be late for work. I'll see you again tomorrow, okay?
Oh, that is so wrong. Question for the guys now. How many of you would be like Flip and beg your girlfriend to stay a little longer? I would.
Maybe I can afford to be a little bit this time.
Out of all Eric Schwartz's girls, Clarisse is my most favorite. The reason I did this video on her. I love the fact that she's sexy, yet strong, and isn't afraid to let her hair down with Flip. A very rare jewel in this day and age. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to support the comics, and I'll see you next time. Hello all you furries and cartoon lovers out there. Eric Schwartz has a lot of sugar cookies in his jar, and here's one of his sweetest ones, and she goes by the name of Amy the Squirrel. Through Eric's work with Amiga, computers sold by Commodore, Amy is considered the unofficial mascot, Amy is a brown squirrel with blonde hair. In her early years when she was playful and mischievous, she was always topless with a short blue skirt. When the mid-1990s came, Amy became a more mature character and began supporting the green shirt more often, away from topless. In the Sabrina Online comics, Amy and Sabrina are roommates. In terms of her love life, she dates a man named Thomas Wolfe. They would eventually get married and have a little son named Timothy, or otherwise known as Timmy. Just like Sabrina and Clarisse, Amy has been featured in numerous cartoon shorts. Several cartoon shorts to be exact. She appears twice in Remote Possibilities and Plight of the Artist, and appears in 5 cartoons based on her. Today we're going to be taking a look at those 5. So we head back to 1990 to take a look at Amy at the movies. Before Thomas Wolfe came along, Amy had another boyfriend, a squirrel with a red shirt who doesn't seem to have his own name. Eric male characters having a tendency to be, well, very straightforward, meaning if they want something, they'll just take it. And what he wanted didn't involve the movie. Ah, the movies. The cinematic experience, the smell of popcorn, and the opportunity to grope your girlfriend's tits. He doesn't beat around the bush, even though he wants to. Too bad Amy will have none of it. Closing her legs for business, she might have then changed her mind a little bit. He then takes it as an invitation and forces himself on Amy. Some say this scene might be date rape, but Amy seems to accept him as she wraps her legs around him. At the Movies was Amy's first official animated cartoon short. Because of this, at this point in time, Eric described Amy's personality as out of character. A computer film created by Eric Schwartz. Columbus, Ohio. The Empire gets ready to face an enemy more powerful than that of the Jedi. AVW2. With the greatest weapon known to man, Amy Squirrel stars in Amy vs. Walker 2. She battles the Empire with the office stapler. Now that we think about it, this idea was pretty stupid. Coming never. We now head back to the movies a year later in 1991, with Amy and her still very frisky boyfriend in At the Movies 2. When the scene opens, with his arm around Amy, he's already trying to go for a home run. This time, however, she was ready for him. She tries to remain defensive around him by keeping her arms around her breast, at least until she started getting drowsy. Amy would then fall asleep and have a dream about her boyfriend. Here, looking very spiffy with his bow tie tuxedo and top hat, not only is he very dashing, he's also very smooth. And judging by the look on her face, that's the way, she likes it. Oh, you didn't know Amy had a freaky side? How you think she got pregnant? Getting intimate with her boyfriend, she squeezes him tightly, and then decides to let him in. Too bad for Amy though, it was all a dream. Or was it? Waking up in a very odd position, Amy then glances at him trying to decipher reality from her dream. She then comes to the conclusion it wasn't. But we already knew better now, didn't we? Amy unknowingly had sex with him in her sleep. What a dick. We now fast forward to 1994. If something isn't done soon, political correctness is bound to kill good sexist humor. Eric Schwartz, 1992. And we love sexism, don't we? So let's watch a sexist cartoon. Next up, A Walk in the Park by Amy Squirrel. A Walk in the Park is a part of a 15-minute videotape titled Amy the Squirrel Video Special.
Bet you wish your hair could do that.
Yes, Amy. Sally, yes. Now the moment you all been waiting for. Ass! Remember to thank Eric later for the fan service. After making a really difficult choice on outfits, Amy puts on her headphones and gets ready to set out for work. Almost completely unaware of her surroundings, in a Minerva Mink type fashion, she has no idea that that booty is getting ready to cause a complete train wreck. Danger, impending gags. Really cliched ones. Well, besides that, Eric is known for leaving Easter eggs to other cartoon shows in his animations, in case you didn't know that already. Try and see if you can spot them. I spy with my own eye a fine woman walking by with the big old thighs. It's like real life, but with more accidents. Now, to be fair to Amy, that time wasn't her fault. Here we have a boyfriend playing with his girlfriend in the park. Let's just hope he doesn't do anything drastic, like say, knock his own girlfriend out. Hey, you okay? But that ass though. Ouch! Oh, look who it is. No, buddy, she don't want you no more. Did you spot the Easter egg? Next up, a pilot, who just so happens to be flying over Amy's location. And wouldn't you know it, he locks onto the booty just like everybody else. But Amy's impending luck is about to be his downfall. In reference to Two Life Crew, face down, ass up. Look out, man! Now, in case you don't get the reference here, this mouse with the mallet standing over the watermelon is a reference to prop comic comedian Gallagher. He smashes watermelons as a part of his act, but since he now knows Amy works in the hospital, not today. Yes, we get it. She has a nice set of honkers. Look at all the casualties. Oops, almost forgot one.
Why is it my shift is always the busiest?
We couldn't tell you, Amy. But does Babs Bunny have breast implants? Anyway, we now move forward to Amy's last solo cartoon, 3 years later in 1997. Since then, Sabrina Online has been published and Amy got a bigger role, along the way maturing as a character. There's far more Easter eggs this time around. See if you recognize them. Nope, no copyright infringement here. This time Amy is back at the movies with her boyfriend. Oh, no, I meant her real boyfriend. Thomas Wolfe. Amy since the last time has finally kicked her douchebag ex to the side. Oh, you can tell them to go get a room, and they'll probably do it. Literally. Thomas decides the moment isn't ready yet, and like a gentleman offers to go get the popcorn. Leaving Amy a moment to fantasize about her dreamboat. But as Thomas exits, the nightmare enters. Her ex shows up to the movies and he's got nothing but bad intentions. He's a rapist, and doesn't know when to stop abusing Amy. It's payback time. But before Amy could act, Thomas returns. Take a good look at him, folks. Because this is the last time you're gonna see him. On that note, folks, I get ready to leave you to the rest of the video. Now, shh. Here comes my favorite part of the movie.
Hey look, Joel, this guy's the producer-director.
Yeah, maybe he'll do a producer-director's cut later.
How about an animator backgrounder's cut?
You know, I thought there was something special about scene 22. What do you think, guys?
Magnifique! What?
Wah!
Moo.
Moo.
Moo. Moo.
Another poor soul trying to get his measure of fame by clinging onto the Schwartz bandwagon. Ah, Servo, that was uncalled for. You get a timeout for that one.
Ah, the covering our asses portion of the credits.
Are they really the best brains?
You know, I think this guy hires too many people named Eric Schwartz.
So until next time, everybody, read Sabrina Online!